Good morning, Redskins. Welcome back. I'm Caden Ridings, and this is
Seth Henley.
And welcome
to the
Big Red Sports Show. Man, it's always a pleasure to be back.
That's right.
Love doing this, getting back at it every week. This is a special episode, not in a way you would think, but I just didn't know if he was going to say it, but I want to wish Seth a happy birthday, big 18, so go ahead and wish him a happy birthday if you will, but just wanted to throw that out there. We want to thank you guys for tuning in, checking out the episode every week, but we might as well just jump right in. We got some basketball.
We do got some basketball.
College football playoffs is over.
They're over, but Super Bowl still
Super Bowl is still. But
of course, guess who's in it?
The Chiefs. I don't pay much attention to it.
No, I was paying attention to the AFC and NFC championship game. I was really rooting for Josh Allen, to kind of bring America back.
I wanted to see the
out
Bills
the Chiefs
win.
pull a crazy one in 32-29 game. I really thought Josh Allen was gonna give us some hope here.
Do you think the Eagles put up a game against the Chiefs? What do you think that looks like?
Dude, they smoked.
I know the Eagles are really good. Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the NFL right now.
Oh yeah, he's shined for 100% with Christian McCaffrey being so out this year.
Yeah,
I think he kind of stepped up. New team.
Right.
It's his.
I knew
league.
he was going to be good since he was at Penn State, but he got since he was so good, he got drafted to an organization like the Giants, and they're trying to build, and they could never find the spark to get going.
They didn't use him how they should.
I mean, he finally got out, and really think he's using that to his advantage and taking off with his career.
I think this is going to be a great Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, regardless of what you want to say about the refs, I get it. He's a winner. So when you put a winner up against a really good team like Philadelphia, it always makes for a good Super Bowl game. So I'll definitely be having chips and salsa and hanging out with my dad watching that game.
I agree. Another thing is college basketball. It's getting heavy right now. I mean, we just started a lot of conference play. Now a lot of teams are probably around 5 or 6 conference games in.
Losing to Auburn was tough.
And that's a big thing is that once those conference games start, it becomes a real big deal winning or losing. Because, us being Tennessee fans, being a part of the SEC, I mean, gosh, you look at the top 25, how many teams is there from the SEC? There was in the top 10 at one point. I know there was 5.
Yeah. In
the top 10, in college basketball, and I mean that's crazy, and it just shows. I mean, you watch any of the SEC games, anybody can beat anybody. Tennessee, I mean, we're not afraid to say it. We got smeared by Florida.
Yeah, we definitely
take a rough one to Vandy.
We've definitely gotten the short end of the stick here as of recently.
We've also, we also pulled off some strong games, but I think Tennessee will find it once they put a little bit of everything all together. Having a lot of dry patches, shooting here and can't shoot there. But that's part of the game.
Yeah, it's basketball. There's so many games in one season. I know in the NBA they play 82. So, they don't play that many in college, but they're still playing so many games that teams are going to go through different humps, kind of like what we got going on now.
Exactly. And I mean,
and at our own high school, teams are going through humps.
That's across the board, across all teams in college. I mean, college basketball, it's just hectic. Duke was, fighting back against NC State. Duke 17-2 or 18-2 now, but they at the time were 17-2 playing a 9-10 North Carolina State, and they were down. But I mean, they found a way to come back and win, and that's what basketball is about. So I think that's a big thing. And I think, moving forward from college basketball, we got a little bit of basketball action going on at our own place tonight. Three big home games this week.
One of them didn't go so well last night for both boys and girls. I did not, I wasn't there. He was there.
I was
but
there.
As far as the report I caught
a little bit. I caught a little bit of the boys game.
Very unhappy.
But it happens. I mean, that's one of those things you don't harp on it. What you do with a game like that, that's in any sport. If you take a rough loss in football, baseball, softball, anything, any sport, you just got to understand how to have a short memory, take it off the chin, and flush it, and let's go play the next one. That's all it is.
Which is, as a player, that's kind of what you have to do. You got to have a very short memory. You got to be positive. But as, little sports hosts, me and Caden, we can be honest. And honestly, what I saw last night was disappointing.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just
talking about the boys in general.
Oh yeah, I know exactly, and
Heritage
because
is a good team
and
now.
it's not in like a bad way either. Like it's we know what everybody is capable of, and we just want to see everybody at their best. And like with every team, like you mentioned, there's humps and there's rough patches, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And it's all about taking those rough losses and putting them all together and coming out with that big win, and all that does is start a fire.
Yeah.
And so I think that's all it boils down to.
One thing that I'm talking about, I'm a little nervous about is I don't want this team to lose their fire. That's a tough loss. And they've lost to them twice now. And Heritage is a good team. They're looking to win the district.
Right.
Okay. So in the chance that we do start a fire, like Caden says, and we end up playing them again, there shouldn't be.
Got to keep that fire going.
You got to keep that fire going. You can't go in there knowing that you've lost to this team twice.
Thinking you're going to lose.
And
Yeah, I understand.
So
most definitely.
So the best thing you can do if you're a boys Loudon Redskin basketball player is just stay positive, man, and just get back to work.
Love the game,
Love
and
the
just
game,
keep
get back
going.
to work.
Exactly. Just have that mindset. Moving forward from that game, tonight we got.
Wait a minute, we didn't even talk about the girls beating Lunar City girls, did we?
Did we?
We didn't talk about that, and that was a great game. Both boys and girls, both great games at LC.
Both really good matchups. Really close games. I'm so sorry, I forgot all about it. Girls pulled off a big win there. Taking down the Lady Panthers. That's a big win.
That's
it's
a
great
well-respected
opponent.
team right there. Yeah,
great opponent. Putting up good games with other great teams around the area, and for them to come in here and the Lady Redskins to find a way to punch early, like I had mentioned. That if they punch early and keep
like
if
they
punch early and keep fighting, that they'll come out on top. And I think they did just that. And
I mean, as for the boys, it was one of those moments where we were clearly the better team, and you're watching your team play bad and play down to their level. Okay, we didn't shoot the ball well. We didn't handle pressure. We didn't do the small little things that matter, like rebound. And they made it a game because Lunar City was good enough to make it a game with us. And when it's basketball and it's a one-possession, two-possession game, anything can happen.
Exactly. And that's no harp on anybody because that's the name of the game, and that's how it is in every sport.
That's what you sign up for.
We play sports ourselves, and, we make double the mistakes of anybody. And we understand and know, and, being friends with a lot of these guys that play and everything, we know
what it's like,
it's like, and we know that we trust their judgment and they trust ours, and that we believe in them and know that they can just flush tough losses and take that to their advantage.
The best thing you can do is just take responsibility. You don't want to blame it on any outside source. Like me and Caden personally hate blaming things on refs. It's so many little things you have to control to win a game.
In a game, yeah.
So as long as this boys team is still focused and
they'll be just fine.
Still right mindset, they're going to be great down the road.
And
we'll be good.
So now, moving forward from that, now we can introduce, Ray County coming in tonight. The boys went down there a couple weeks ago and they beat them. And then the girls had some great performances and took a rough loss.
Yeah.
But, I mean, by no means does that mean anything. The girls looking, to come in here, be fired up with energy, and come here and find a game like this where, they're competing and then finish that game and come out with that win.
Yeah.
That's all that boils down to, and that'll be a big one.
Yeah. The boys, they've beat them. Okay, they know what they got to do to beat this team.
They proved themselves.
They've played them in the summer. This Ray County team's a good, well-balanced team with a lot of height. And they got a good point guard or so, but just handle your business, boys team, and
I think they'll be just
you'll
fine.
go home with a win. And you got another game coming up this week, so
most definitely
focus on that one.
Full faith in them, and I know they're very capable of what they can do.
For sure. If it wasn't my birthday, I'd definitely be there, but I am going to go do birthday things.
I understand.
Good luck, boys.
Well, is it that time?
Is it time to bring them in?
I think so.
Perspective, for sure.
Just switch it up a little bit and give the fans a little different view. go ahead and bring in our special guest, Mr. Parson Brown.
PB.
Come on now.
There he is.
Get you
Peanut butter
here.
Mr. Peanut Butter. That's your new nickname, Mr. Peanut Butter.
PB.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? Glad to have you on the show. We appreciate you coming out and taking the time to join us.
Glad to be here.
You know, like we've mentioned in previous shows, we've went through coaches and we've went through players, and you know, we kind of came up with this idea. We thought it'd be nice to get somebody with a little bit of different perspective. So, you know, we introduced Mr. Breakbull again on the radio, but we wanted to see, you know, kind of what it's like to have a guy like you, Redskin Nation leader. I mean, there's definitely a difference in a student section and not a student section.
Right.
So, I mean, I'll start off by asking you, what is your, like, what's the main thing you're trying to accomplish building that student section? Like, what do you feel like it helps when it comes to that, you know, your team playing?
Building the student section, I think it hypes the whole team up. It allows them to play better. Mm-hmm. It keeps them confident during the game, throughout the game, knowing that they have someone supporting them right there.
Yeah,
so.
Most definitely. I agree with that 100%. That's big, too. I know, especially when I still played basketball, just knowing my buddies are behind me and everything like that, hyping me up, it's a great feeling. So
yeah, the team definitely builds off of that energy that Redskin Nation's providing for them. So I'm sure you feel responsible for getting everybody there, you know, because you're the leader, right? You want to get everybody there, rowdy, you know, loud. You were also the leader during football season.
I was.
Why don't you tell us what that was like? Was it tougher to be the leader during football season or basketball?
I would say basketball for sure.
Why?
Everybody that painted up or that came during football was always there. I mean, they stayed there. They were there like every game.
Yeah.
Basketball, it's a lot different. There's
also more games.
Different people every time. There's more games for sure. And there's games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and stuff.
Right.
It's not as easy. That makes sense. As a Redskin Nation leader, what's your favorite part? Like, what do you enjoy most about doing it?
My favorite part's honestly just cheering on the team, man. I just like getting hyped, being able to cheer on the team, man.
Exactly, I understand, because that makes a lot of sense. You know, because you know you're playing baseball, so we don't typically have the student section. Right. So it's nice for you to be able to understand and come out and support your friends and enjoy, you know, getting out and doing all these things and making memories, because it's more than just it's more than just cheering. It's stuff happens every game you go to that you'll remember forever.
Exactly.
So I think I understand. That makes
last week we saw Caden on the court, and that's the most passionate I've seen him in a while. And you know, I was there for it. I was loving it, and I was cheering it on. So
it's just a different level.
Stuff that you gotta
being a part of it too. Being a part of it is one thing, but leading it is another. Because I know there's, I mean, you dealing with all kinds of things like what, like time.
I mean, people drop out, painting up. You gotta replace them.
Yeah, all that.
I mean, it's a little bit of a hassle, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
So, Caden mentioned that you play baseball, right?
I do.
So, tell us a little bit about baseball and also any other like hobbies that you do.
Hobbies? I mean, mainly just baseball. I mean, I play the guitar a little bit, but
I was gonna say I thought you was playing the guitar a little bit.
I know
now.
you can mess with the strings a little bit, you know.
Well, I can't. I'm terrible.
So as far as baseball goes,
right now we're about to start up practice here in about 2 weeks. Really looking forward to the season, especially after being out last year. So,
and you two are big contributors on the baseball team. I know when that time comes that we'll definitely cover it, and I'll be glazing both of y'all, you know, because y'all are, you know, Big Red. But your catcher,
definitely excited.
Well, I'll probably be playing first base most this year, so
protecting that arm.
Yeah,
but it's all right. No matter, we'll make it work, and you know, love the game. And when you love the game that much, you'll definitely find a way to always get on the field or at least make an impact.
100%.
But I think that's all for me. You have anything else?
Me as well.
Anything you'd like to add?
Everybody make this game deep tonight. The one Friday, make it deep, and all the other ones pass. Make them all deep. Everybody show out.
All right, you heard the
Go
man.
Big Red,
you heard
baby.
The man.
Big Red.
That's
all
right. We thank you for taking the time to join us like we mentioned before. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and making this always, you know, a great show. But with that being said, I'm Caden Ridings, and this is
Seth Henley.
And this is
the Big Red Sports Show.
Like, want me to say my name?